Hey, what's up my fellow Twisters? Welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build series where we try to create our very own redstone bunker. It is going really well so far. You guys gave me a lot of ideas, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, in this episode, we're going to go ahead and add in our prison as well as a full lighting system and a ceiling, filling out the entire area at the bottom of our map, as well as several different armor stand swappers for our gym, and finally, a realistic elevator that's going to take us down to the third and final level. Now, before I get started with this video, I want to go ahead and announce two things. First things first, I will be releasing the first version of this map download for you guys to go ahead and download in the description box down below if you want to enjoy the map and build along with me. Now, a lot of things are not completed in the map, but like I mentioned, this is just the first version. I will release a different version as we progress on in the series, as well as I do want to mention that I would like to do a Q&A on Saturday. So if you guys have any questions that you would like to ask me, definitely tweet me or leave it in the description box down below. One important thing I do want to mention is that I will only be picking answers or questions that are out of the ordinary, as well as questions that I have not answered before. So if you guys want to go ahead and take a look at my Q&A series, I'll link it below in a playlist. You can see the questions that people have asked me in the past and try to formulate a question around that. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and now get started with this video. The first thing I want to do is create ourselves our elevator, which is going to take us down to the third floor. So over here we have an 8x8 area with a huge ceiling space. But anyways, to build this elevator, you want to go ahead and make your doorway like right over here. Count one block forward and then find a 2x2 area right in front of it. Place down 2 sticky pistons over here with 2 sticky pistons on the side, so 4 in total. Place down some slime blocks on top of that, 2 blocks of your choice, which is going to be our floor, and then we grab ourselves our obsidian block, place it on this piston right over here, 1 on the slime block, place 2 blocks over here, destroy the one at the bottom, 2 more blocks over here, and place 1 at the top. And that's going to be all of the inputs for all of our pistons. And now what we need to do is basically grab ourselves another obsidian block, place it down right over there, grab another block of our choice, place it 1 more down, staircasing, and then we go ahead and do the same over here as well, except in this direction, and build it across by 1. Place down some blocks over here leading towards this obsidian block. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and grab yourselves a slab of your choice, place it under this obsidian, and then extend it across over here. Then you want to make sure and delete this one, because if a slime block touches it, it won't be able to move. Alright, so once you have all of these blocks laid out, you want to go ahead and place down some redstone dust in the following areas, down here as well, and then you want to take a redstone repeater, place it over here and over there, set this one to 4 ticks, set this one to 2 ticks, grab yourselves a block of your choice, place it on this side where our obsidian block is located, place down a bit of redstone dust on top of that block, an obsidian or a redstone repeater in this block over here leading to this obsidian, set this to 2 ticks, and that should be our input completed. Now what we need to do is grab ourselves a lever, place it on the first block right over here, and then flick that lever, and it should go ahead and send our floor all the way to the top. So as you can see, it is now on ground level. One thing I do want to mention is that this is 7 blocks down into the ground. And also, if you guys want a more in-depth tutorial about this realistic elevator, I will definitely link something down below for you guys to go ahead and take a look at that. So now what we need to do is basically turn that back off, send it to the bottom, and now add in a new input. To do this new input, we need to remove a bunch of blocks over here, extend this by 2, and this is going to be where our button is going to be located. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves a button as well as a redstone torch, place down the button right over here, destroy the block in the middle, destroy the blocks in the top, destroy the blocks at the back of this obsidian, and then you want to place down a redstone torch at the back of the obsidian with the button on it, a block on top of that, make sure it's made out of obsidian, place down a redstone torch on top of that, and then place down another obsidian block on top of that, and then place down a bit of redstone dust on top of that obsidian block with another block right over here. And this block is going to be the secondary input for our button, so let's go ahead and put that button down there, and then we can go ahead and clear out some space and then get started with building our T flip-flop. Okay, so I dug out an area over here. Let's go ahead and now connect our buttons up to a T flip-flop. To do this, we basically grab a slab of our choice, place it on this block right over here, extend it one slab down, destroy the slab at the top, place a sticky piston facing up on the side of the slab, place a block on top of that, a bit of redstone going into that block, which is on top of our sticky piston, place down another block on the side of our sticky piston like that, place down a block over here, one block up, and then finally one block over there. Place down a redstone repeater coming from our sticky piston with the block on top into another block that's going to activate this bit of redstone. And then at the bottom of this block, place down a sticky piston facing down with a redstone block on its face. So let's go ahead and do that. And then finally, you want to go ahead and extend this area right out there and place down a bit of redstone dust, and that's going to basically be activated when our T flip-flop is, activated. So let's go ahead and now test this out. But first, what we need to do is place down obsidian blocks right over here at the first floor, and then hit the button. As you can see, it will extend up to the second floor. We place down our blocks right at the front again, and then we can go ahead and hit the button for it to go back down. So that's basically how our T flip-flop would work. Now what we need to do is add in our doors, and we're going to add in the doors using the blocks that we just placed down. And to do this, we need some sticky pistons as well as slime blocks. So let's go ahead and grab that. Once we have those blocks, we basically place down 3 blocks right over here on the sides of the blocks that we just placed down. And then once we have that, we place down sticky pistons on top as well as on the bottom. So there we go. Destroy the 3 blocks in the middle. Place down a sticky piston over there, over here. Destroy the 3 blocks in the middle. Place down 3 slime blocks on the face of this one sticky piston, and do the same thing on these blocks as well, or the sticky piston up here. Do the same on this side, and finally come down here and do the same for the final piston. So this is going to allow us to create a very nice door that activates with our elevator itself. So let's go ahead and now connect this all up. To do this, we want to grab yet again another obsidian block, place it on our pistons like so, or actually on the slime block that's next to our pistons, and just follow along with me. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and make some room on this side. Grab yourselves a redstone torch, place it on the face of this obsidian that's next to our piston. It should extend it, and once you have that, place down another torch on top of this block to invert the door at the top, so they open at different times. We do the same on the other side. Place down a redstone torch on the face of this block, a torch on top of that, and finally another torch on the face of that block. And finally, we want to go ahead and actually destroy this torch and then place it down after we place down the torch over here. That way it is in the proper configuration. Alright, so what we need to do now is basically grab a block of our choice, place it right over here at the front of all of our slime blocks. That is going to be our doors. Then we want to go ahead and come on over here to this side where these blocks are located. Place down 3 blocks over here. Place down a redstone repeater coming out of our redstone block. When it's extended, set this to 3 ticks. Place down some redstone dust right over there. Grab ourselves another block of our choice. Place it at the bottom of this obsidian with a torch on top of it. Extend it across the area like so. Going towards the other block and going right into this area as well as on that side. We connect some of our redstone dust all the way over. There we go. Then what we need to do is basically grab ourselves another block of our choice, extend it one out like so, and then one down. And after you do one down, you want to go ahead and place a bit of redstone dust on the face of this. It should be activated from our redstone block and extend it up to this area, and it should invert our doors. Once that is completed, you want to go ahead and grab a block of your choice and then place down a redstone torch over here with that block on top of that redstone torch, and then clear out some area over here, place down 1 block up like so, staircasing, and then 1 block across, and then finally you want to go ahead and place another block going up like so. So this is how it should look. And then you want to go ahead and place down a bit of redstone dust here with a redstone repeater going into this block, set it to 2 ticks. Then you want to go ahead and destroy this block right over here. Place down a bit of redstone dust coming down, and this should, go into this block right over there. So that is basically our entire door system. Everything should work if you followed this exactly. Yet again, I'll leave a tutorial down below if you guys want something more in depth. But let's go ahead and now test this out by hitting this button. As you can see, our elevator will basically go all the way to the top, and our doors will close at the bottom, and we basically do the same, and it works perfectly fine. Now, at the bottom, we have this door that's not working for some reason, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm not sure why this is not working, but, okay, so when I was making room, I accidentally destroyed my sticky piston, so let's go ahead and just place that back down, test out our elevator yet again, and as you can see, it works like a charm. So there we go, guys. We now have a realistic elevator that's going to take us down to the 3rd floor. Now let's go ahead and now dig out this entire area and kind of redecorate it with obsidian as well as quartz, and then we could add in our lighting system. Alright, so I dug out a huge area to add in a fully functional working lighting system, and we're going to go ahead and start off by doing the more complex stuff, like lighting up this entire row of waterfall lamps, and this is going to be a bit challenging, but let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I have a contraption over here. Basically, when I remove my redstone torch, it lights up all of the lamps, and when I place one down, it basically turns it off. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. What happens is that I have a bunch of inverted torches going all the way to the top, and when this block is not powered, it activates this torch, which inverts this torch, and then powers this torch, and then powers this bit of redstone at the top. It's spread out to kind of ignite all of our redstone, and finally we have an inverted torch down here, which is going to turn on the 2 final lamps at the bottom. Now, if you guys don't understand this, you can either download the map or follow along with me as I build the 2 other mechanisms that's going to power the rest of our lamps. Now, to do this, I want to go ahead and copy the same configuration. I would basically place down a block over here. At the 3rd redstone lamp, place down a redstone torch on the face of that, a block on top, a block on the side of this block like so, a block on top of that, another block on the side of this block right over here to light up this redstone lamp, and then finally another block on top of that, which is going to light this block over here. And then we place on a bit of redstone dust on top of that, which is going to light the final one at the top. Now, as you can see, the 2 at the bottom is not ignited, and to get this ignited, we would basically place down a redstone repeater right over there with a bit of redstone power going into that, which we could invert in the future. So let's go ahead and now add in the 3rd one, which is going to be quite simple. Yet again, we add in a block right at the 3rd redstone lamp, extend it out by 1, destroy that block, place down a redstone torch on the face of that, a block on top of that, a block on the side like so, place down a redstone torch on this side, which is going to power this block, invert this torch, and then place down a block on top of this torch, and then a bit of redstone dust on top of that. It should go ahead and ignite all of those lamps. Once you have that, you place down yet again another redstone repeater right at the bottom, and then ignite that with a bit of redstone. So now all we need to do is connect this up to 2 inverted redstone torches by basically placing down a block over here, a block over there, and adding the torches like so, and then making an area in the back to invert the signal. So now we could go ahead and keep this while we work on the other redstone, and then we could come back and connect it up to a gigantic redstone lighting system. Alright, so next up, I'm going to show you guys how to ignite these redstone lamps. That's in a 2x3 configuration. This one is much simpler, as you can see, so let's go ahead and get started with building it. First, we place down a block right over here at the bottom of our left redstone lamp, a block over here on the right one, place down another block over there, a block on this side, and then a final block at the top. Grab yourselves a bit of redstone dust, place it over here, place down a redstone torch right over there, place down a redstone torch over here, and finally a bit of redstone dust here, and that should go ahead and allow us to extend the signal all the way to the top of the area and ignite all of our redstone lamps when we add down a repeater over here and apply a signal to it. So there you go, guys. That is basically how you would ignite all of those redstone lamps. Now let's go ahead and add in the lighting for this ceiling right over here, as well as this area as well. So to do this on this side, I want to go ahead and place down redstone lamps every 3 blocks. So as you can see over here, I spaced it out by 3. Now I would want to do the same on the other side by basically starting off with 1, 2, 3, place down some blocks over here, and basically continue until we're all the way down to the other side. Alright guys, so there we go. I placed down all of our redstone lamps with a space of 3 between all of them. So let's go ahead and now connect it up to some redstone, and this is going to allow us to add in a switch right here at the front door. I'm going to try to fit it in right over here. So let's go ahead and now just add in a bunch of redstone repeaters as well as redstone to get this entire system working. So as you can see, I already have like a preset area with a lever as well as a redstone repeater. All we need to do is basically extend the redstone and add in repeaters in between to ignite all of the redstone. So basically we add down a bit of redstone on top of the redstone lamp, add down a repeater to refresh the signal, and do the same until we get all the way down to the other side. Alright, so I added in the lighting for the ceiling. I started off by counting 3 on this side, then adding in 2 layers of our 2x4 redstone lamps, and then I added in our redstone lamps every 6 blocks. So obviously I forgot to add in this area right over here, but basically what I did was add in a space of 2 between the corners of the wall. So let's go ahead and fill this out, and now we could go ahead and add in our redstone power at the top area by using the same method we did on this side, and then finally we could go ahead and connect up all of our redstone lamps in the entire basement up to 1 lever. Alright, so now we are going to connect up our entire lighting system to 1 lever. Now before you do this, you want to go ahead and make sure all of the lights are either on or off. Once you have that, you want to go ahead and get started by placing down a lever like so on this wall. Place down a torch on the face of this block, which is going to allow us to turn that torch on and off using the lever. Place a block on top of this redstone torch, a bit of redstone dust on top of that, a block right over here with a torch on its face. That torch should get inverted, and then what we need to do is place down another block right over here next to that bit of redstone dust, and then once we have that, place down a torch on top of that, and then another block on top of that, and when our lever is flicked, it will turn on this torch and then invert these lamps, and then do the same on this side, and then this bit of redstone dust is going to staircase down, going into this area, and this redstone dust over here is going to go into our repeaters, which is going to invert our blocks at the bottom and invert these lamps, as well as go around here, come on this side, go into this block over here, which is going to invert this torch, go through that block, go into this redstone repeater, invert this system, then go into this redstone repeater and invert that system. So I hope you guys understand how that works. If you don't, you could of course just download the map, and then our redstone yet again goes off on another trail, going into this redstone repeater, which is going to take us into this block, which is inverted, and when the power is activated, it will invert the torch, turning on these lamps right over here. So that is basically how it all works, guys, and the redstone lamps at the top is basically connected to this system right over here. So now let's go ahead and flick that lever and see what happens. So flick that lever, bam, and all of the lights in the entire area should turn off, as you can see. And the final thing we could do is now patch up the area as well as remove all of our torches. Okay, so I did forget that bit of redstone lighting down there, but we'll do that in another episode. Let's go ahead and now take a look at our system. We come over here, flick that lever, it turns on the lights for the entire basement. As you can see, it looks really nice and it's very seamless, and that is pretty much that. Now, I did say I wanted to add in a prison, and I really feel bad for going another episode without doing it, but the prison needs to be huge, guys. I want it to be detailed, and unfortunately, we are out of time. Usually, I make these episodes with a 1-hour limit, and it usually turns out to about 10 to 15 minutes when the episode is fully edited. So at the moment I will end the episode, but in the next video we're definitely going to get started with that prison, as well as any other suggestions that you guys want to leave in the comment section down below. Anyways, guys, this was Twiistz. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please take 1 second to smack the like button. I definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to leave your questions down below or tweet me for the Q&A, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see all of my latest videos on your subscription feed. This was Twiistz yet again, and I'll see you guys later.